Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Omega Seamaster 300 Master Co-Axial in stainless steel. You can see and you can purchase this vintage-inspired 41mm stainless steel sports watch on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, and of course complete pricing information for this Omega Seamaster. Now, this is a familiar face on the channel, but it's paired with a fine calfskin strap with a light contrasting stitch that I haven't featured in the past, and it changes the aesthetic and the feel of the watch, so it merits its own review in this configuration. Now, 41mm is the distance across the case from 9 to 3, not inclusive of the crown. Per the retro styling of the watch, it has no crown guards, as you'll see. The profile is compact and it wears well on a smaller wrist. I would say down to about 14.5 centimeters in circumference, you should be able to wear this one with security and style. Now, it's fairly light on the wrist because frequently this watch is experienced with a full bracelet, and to experience it on a leather strap, a little bit of that mass is given up, but it's not a top-heavy timepiece. And in terms of thickness, again, quite manageable, 15mm, reasonable for a dive watch. Because of the cantilever of the bezel, it actually flares out. You may have some trouble fitting it underneath a tighter sleeve or formal cuff. From lug to lug, its vintage-inspired dimensions allow it to wear well on a variety of wrists, only 48mm from lug to lug, so it's not broad across the wrist. Now, in terms of the strap itself, which is part of the aesthetic that sets this version apart, you can see it's minimally bolstered down the center, it's folded at its edges, it has a contrasting ecru or simulated aged stitch color, and it's paired with a substantial twin trigger Omega deployant clasp, and you'll note that it does have a minder system, so excess length can be tucked underneath the body of the clasp to eliminate minder loops and keep the look clean. The twin triggers ensure security. It can't accidentally pop open. Now, the case is all about vintage profiling. You can see satin finished on its flanks. It does have polished bevels along the sides of the lugs, but for the most part the lugs are a sort of straight cut look reminiscent of the original Omega Seamaster 300 of the late 1950s, and that's recapitulated in the minimally calibrated bezel, the broad arrow style hour hand, the minimally adorned vintage logo style dial. Yes, that is a vintage look Omega logo. The watch has a simulated patina lume look, so although it glows fiercely, it is superluminova, not tritium, not radium. It has the warm look of an aged Omega veteran diver. The bezel itself, unlike the Spectre version, which is bidirectional, only moves in one direction here. The watch does meet the modern post-1996 ISO definition of a dive watch, so if you do want to take this one as your backup dive timer, it does meet those standards and serves beautifully in that capacity. Unidirectional bezel, the insert is ceramic, and the numerals and indices are Omega's liquid metal designed to bind to the ceramic and prove just as durable as the ceramic material itself. Inside, you get to enjoy, and I will show you the balance assembly, the Omega exclusive caliber 8400. Now, it's a 38 joule twin mainspring barrel, 60-hour power reserve, self-winding coaxial chronometer, and not just a chronometer, but a Matas chronometer. That's why it's called a Master Coaxial. This is a fully cased up comprehensive test of movement and watch developed in conjunction with the Swiss government by Omega. So it's a rigorous test that meets the COSC but goes a step beyond by being a full cased up test. It's also more rigorous in its tolerances. 300-meter water resistance, you'll note SI14, so it does have a silicon hairspring that is effectively amagnetic. A free-sprung balance with a dual-anchored balance bridge means that this watch is robustly resistant to shock-induced timing deviation, and it also features unique decoration. While all of the decoration here is machine applied, nevertheless it's distinctive, which means it's a special and different look. Black oxidized screws and a sort of arabesque spiral Côte de Genève. Again, this is exclusive Omega technology, so you're not going to see this movement in any other Swatch Group product. So while it is constructed by ETA, it is constructed by ETA expressly for Swatch's flagship mainstream brand. Now, one of the nice features about it is that it also has a clever travel time feature. When you pull the crown to extremity, you will hack the balance, stop the seconds hand, synchronize to a reference time or a dive timer if you like. But there's an intermediate position where you can set the hour hand forward or backwards independently as you travel, and you'll note it does not affect balance amplitude. The balance continues to beat away at the quirky coaxial specific 25,200 vibrations per hour. You can see and you can purchase this vintage inspired Omega Seamaster 300 Master Coaxial on our website.